This is honestly such a weird setup for a video, but I just wanted to chat. I'm in such a weird space, like creatively, and with my mind, because I was just sitting here and I was thinking about, like, when I was a kid, like, because I've wanted to do music literally my whole life. When I think about what job would make me happy, because obviously I have depression, like, hella hard, but, like, would I have depression if I was doing the job of my dreams, which is, like, obviously there's totally artists that have depression, but, like, which is, it could kind of go either way, but, like, they're kind of maybe not, like, some of them are. I'm not speaking for everyone, but I'm sure there are artists that have depression that are in music, but not for the right reasons. Versus like for example, Madsen, who's literally, like, his whole thing is that, you know, he's a happy hippie, and, like, he really is, like, this happy ass dude who just is making music and doing what he loves and doing what he's passionate about and creating things and spreading positivity, and, like, he's really happy. I just feel like that's how I would be if I were making music versus, like, working in jobs that don't make me happy, which is, I was super happy when I worked at a go-kart track in Ohio. That place was, like, the best job ever. And I was creating a lot of stuff with music. Like, I was writing all the time, which is not to say that I'm not writing, because I'm always writing things, but it's just, like, I've always written these songs, and I have so many songs that are written, but then, like, what do you, like, do from there? And, like, obviously the next step would be performing, but I haven't actually, like, I performed in church, like, when I was a child, like, when I was 12, probably, like, 12 to, like, 12 or 13, maybe 14, and I remember it, like, I obviously was, my grandma was a pastor, so I was in church, raised by my grandma, so I was this church kid, and all the time I was just in church singing, and my grandma fully supported me doing music purely because I'm in church singing. And I performed, probably for the max amount of people was like 15, 20 people, which is, I also was in choir in school, and then I performed for, like, a whole room full of people, but, like, I couldn't really see them. It was pretty dark out in the crowd, and then on top of that, like, I wasn't on stage by myself. I was on stage with, like, a whole group of people. But, like, I don't know, I was just sitting here thinking about it, and if, like, that's really, like, what I want to do and what would really make me happy, like, I feel like I should be trying more to pursue that, but it's kind of like, what's the next step after, like, writing these songs when you have no, like, money, you know? Like, I can't buy the software required to, like a lot of people who produce music, they do it, you know, they have their MacBooks and they do it buying software that they could, which is, the software is literally like $300, which is $150 to, like, basically everything that I would require is a grip of money, and I have bills, and I have other things that, like, cost money. So it's kind of like you're working really hard at a job you don't like to save back money to pursue a job that doesn't even pay anything when you still have bills regardless. Like, it doesn't work, like, and I just wish that everything didn't always have to come down to money. Like, that's what sucks. Like, the world has to literally revolve around money, and, like, you can't, it would be, like, ideally, like, the perfect world really would be a world where people could just pursue the things that make them happy, and obviously not bad things, but, like, I feel like people overall would be a lot happier if everyone was just allowed to do things that they are good at and they are creative with, and actually, like, people didn't frown upon people being artists, or people being, you know, musicians, or people being painters, or people being, like, you know, like, sculptors. Like, people frown upon people following their artistic passions, and they shouldn't. Like, it doesn't make sense when if it's something that makes people happy and it doesn't hurt other people, like, that should be allowed. And if we lived in a world where that was allowed, like, that would be way better. But unfortunately, we live in a world where, like, you have to work at a job you don't like because you have bills. And sometimes you're gonna have to work 2 jobs that you don't like, which is one of my jobs I actually pretty much like, but, like, you have to work 2 jobs to make sure bills are paid because you don't get enough hours at both jobs. But, like, I don't know. I just feel like things could be different, and maybe if I did something different with music more than I've been doing, maybe eventually someday things will be different. I just want to be able to wake up every day and know that, like, the food on the table is going to be brought in, and I'm not going to have to worry about it, and the bills are going to be paid, and I'm not going to have to go to a job that I hate. I'm going to get to go and work, because it just, I don't know, I think about it a lot, where there's totally people in the world that are artists that do not care about music whatsoever, and I love music. I've been passionate about music my whole life. I can't remember a time when music didn't mean something to me. So for there to be artists that get to live their lives and get to call themselves musicians, and they get to perform for a living, and they don't even actually perform. They're not even singing live. They're, like, lip syncing, and they don't care about their jobs, and they're just there to cash a check because they're paid to be there. Like, versus, like, someone who really wants to be there and really wants to be doing what they love and really wants to perform and really wants to be able to sing for a living or rap for a living or whatever for a living. Like, and then there's people that just get to collect a check and they don't care about it, and they just like making money, and it's just about money for them. Which, like, obviously you need money to be able to do this, but, like, do it with a passion, and then versus not having a passion at all. I don't know. It just doesn't sit well with me, and I just wish, these are just my thoughts, that I just wish things were different, and they're not. So maybe one day they will be. Who knows?